So we've had quite a few people ask us about our experience for Rise of the Resistance.
Yes, because of the boarding groups and everything like that, it can be a little complicated. So because we've had a few people ask us about it,
and because we did it a couple of times while we were in there,
yes, we have decided we're going to film a video about it.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of what to expect, how to get the best out of trying to get a boarding pass, and a few tips from us that we've learned along the way.
Obviously, there's been a lot. I've seen a lot on Facebook recently as well, and a lot of people don't really know a lot about it.
There's a lot of
confusion.
advice. There's also a lot of advice being given in the forums that isn't necessarily correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion around it.
We
want to try and make it easy for you.
Indeed. So we'll start off with the first things. What time do you need to get in the park?
Yeah, well, for us, we did it twice. When the park, first time we did it, the park opened. We got to park.
The park opened at 6 o'clock.
It did. We got there for about 5:20.
Yeah.
Although there was a big queue outside the studios, we were comfortably in the studios for 6:30.
So this is the thing you need to remember. You need to be in the park to be able to apply for a boarding pass.
And that is every member of your party needs to have scanned their magic band into the park.
So that's even if you literally just scanned your magic band and you're literally just the other side of the terminals when it turns, say 6 o'clock that it opens, you all have to be past that turnstile and, as Simon said, checked in with your magic bands before the park opens.
Yeah, as I say, going back, we got there the first time 5:20. We're probably in the park for about 5:30. If I'm honest, that was probably a little bit early.
Yeah, the second time we did it, it opened at 7.
We didn't get there. We didn't actually get there till
6:30, and we were in the park at 10 to 7.
So once you're through into the park, or your whole party through into the park, it doesn't matter whether you're front of the line or back of the line. Basically, once the boarding pass is open, you could be anywhere in that section.
Yeah, exactly. You could literally
and you have
come
a good
in through,
chance as the person standing next to you.
You could have just come in through the turnstiles, or you could be right at the front down near the Chinese Theatre. It really does not matter.
Yeah, a prime example of that, we were in a queue. I believe Spoonful of Sugar were in the same queue as us. I think a little bit behind us they were.
Were they? I don't know.
And they got an earlier boarding pass than we did.
Yeah, so literally it's anybody's game once you're inside the park. But that's the thing, you need to be all your party inside the park. Little bit of something that obviously Damien tried to do it. He got in the park at 7:10, and he had a very, very late boarding pass. I think he had to wait like 14 hours. He did get on it, which is very surprising for the boarding pass he had, which was 112 or something like that, wasn't it?
What we found...
Yeah, that 10 minutes made all the difference, so...
I was just saying, from what we found from our experience, obviously boarding passes will depend on the ride. At the moment, it must still be going through, I don't know, testing or something. While we were there, it was going down quite a lot, wasn't it?
Exactly.
So if it does go down and you do have a boarding pass, or your boarding pass has been called, they will let you come back anytime once the ride is running.
Yeah, we had it, as Simon said, we had it go down twice. Once before we even got on the ride.
Yeah.
And then we were literally in the queue.
Second, we were on the pre-show, weren't we?
Pre-show. And they actually, we couldn't ride it again. We couldn't come back again that day. So then we saw a cast member and they let us come back the next day.
Yeah, they basically gave us a fast pass for any other day, yes.
Yeah. So what happens when you... try to get your boarding pass?
Yeah, so first of all, everybody in the queue, everybody scanned in, everybody waiting.
In the park.
Hits whatever park opening. The first thing you need to do is you need to be going into, or just before the park opens, you need to be going into My Disney Experience app.
So a little tip as well, if your phone plan allows you to have 4G while you're in Florida, like for example we've got 3 at home, so we can use our 4G, turn the Wi-Fi off and use your 4G.
Yes, you can get it on Wi-Fi. People have got it on Wi-Fi.
But you've got to think there's thousands of people trying to use Disney's Wi-Fi at once. So
it's easier. We found it easier to use 4G.
If you can use your 4G
or mobile network,
turn the Wi-Fi off, use your 4G. Yeah. So that's the first tip.
Yeah, so from there you go into the
My Disney Experience app. Literally a couple of minutes before. Keep having it open, because as soon as that turns, say 7 o'clock for opening, everybody's on it. Thousands of people are on it.
So once everybody's in the park, checked in, open your My Disney Experience app a few minutes before opening. There will actually be an announcement by Hollywood Studios saying that it is open.
Yeah, the park. They did
so we'll base it on 7 o'clock, which was our last experience. So for us, it was about a few minutes before 7. Went into our My Disney Experience app, and you were greeted by this screen. So it says here, Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance, accessed by boarding group, and there's a circled bit that says find out more.
So click on the find out more.
Click on the find out more.
And you want to do that bit the few minutes beforehand, not at 7. You want to be in this next screen at 7.
Then it takes you in to this screen.
So this is a screen you want to be in just before
So this
7.
screen, at the moment, this screen says different, but the screen will say at the top left-hand corner, where it says open, will say closed.
Yes.
And it will say boarding groups, there'll be nothing there.
Yeah.
So down at the bottom of the screen, you have the My Status and Join Boarding Group. So
as soon as you hear that announcement and your clock hits 7, click on that Join Boarding Group.
The Join Boarding Group button will be greyed out until
park opens. So one thing to remember is all of you with smartphones that have access to My Disney Experience, as long as you're all linked, for example, Simon and I and Ty and Donna, we're all linked on one, all 4 of you can try My Disney Experience and the Joining Boarding Group at the same time. We did, and all 4 of us had the phone open.
As Lisa said, if you're all linked, so you can get fast passes for each other, so your entire party is linked, yes. If there's 4 of you in the party,
all trying
4 times. If there's 6 of you, 6 times, and so on.
Yeah, so it gives you a better chance of trying to get a boarding group.
As I said, once the boarding group button is highlighted, click Join Boarding Group.
And then it is just a lottery to see what boarding group you get.
From there, it will allocate you a boarding group number.
So we had, first time we did it, we were boarding group 59, I believe.
Hang on.
The second time we did it, we were boarding group 33. So we did it exactly the same time. There was no, you know, the park had only been open literally a couple of minutes. So there was no difference to anything we'd done. It just is how the app goes and how it allocates you. Once
you've joined it, you will get this screen. It says Galaxy's Edge at the top. You've got the bar that goes across with the green blobs. Those will fill up as the closer you get to your time. It will tell you your boarding group. So on this particular image, our boarding group was 33.
Yep.
And it tells us our party, we're a party of 4.
Yeah, so those green blobs will go along depending on how far your boarding group is to being called. Now, one thing to notice obviously the first time we did it, the ride went down twice, so the boarding groups just sat for ages. So one day, if the ride is running absolutely fine, they can get out to boarding group 125. Another day, if it's not riding, they can only get out to boarding group 50, couldn't they? So
the day we had boarding group 33, I think we were done by 9:30. The day we had boarding groups, was it 60 something? 59?
59, yeah.
We were called at 10:30, but the ride went down, and by 1 o'clock we still hadn't ridden it.
Yeah.
As Lisa said, Damien, when he was out there, it went down a lot for him. I think he had boarding group
112
or something like that, and
13 hours.
Yeah, he waited 13 hours. But
bearing in mind, he did get on it.
Yeah.
But you've got to take, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. If the ride obviously is still new, if there is something wrong with it and it goes down, you can't guarantee you're going to get on it.
As long as you're in the park, like we've said, you stand a good chance of getting one.
As long as it's running.
If I'm honest, I would probably say 80 and below would probably almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I would have thought so. It just depends on how many times it goes down. Yeah. As the ride gets older and they find all the tweaks and stuff. And
it's going to improve. Yeah, it depends on, as the ride gets older, as Lisa said, you look at Smuggler's Run. What's that now? It's been 5 or 6 months?
Yeah.
And they've just released fast passes for that. They announced it in the last few days.
So there is a fast pass Q4.
Yeah, the fast pass queue is there, and they do issue fast passes. As when we said, when we got kicked off the first time and we got the anytime return, it actually showed on My Disney Experience as a fast pass.
Yeah, they sent us through the fast pass.
It's all there, it's all ready. They're just not using it.
No. So once your boarding pass has been called, yippee!
You are pretty much free to do whatever you want until you get called.
You will get this screen.
Well, before I show you this screen, you can do absolutely anything.
Yes.
You can leave the park, you can go home, you can do whatever you want. You do not have to stay in the park. There has been, I've seen recently online as well, people have actually gone into the park for opening just to get a boarding pass, and then once they get called, can return.
Yeah, so think of it as an extra fast pass.
So the screen you get when it's called, you'll get a little pop-up on your My Disney Experience app, and it looks like that.
So literally, I think you have an hour, is it?
2 hours. So it says, your boarding group has been called. Please return to the entrance in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge by, at this time, it gives you a time. So this one says 12:19. So we had 2 hour window, basically.
Yeah.
We got this message come through at 10:19, 2 hour window to get there. As I say, it's done, if I'm honest, you could be anywhere on property and get there within 2 hours.
So when your notice comes up, make your way over to Rise of Resistance. There are cast members at the front and they will scan your bands.
Yes, they have to scan everybody that's in the party. So again, party of 4, they will scan all 4 magic bands and then let you through.
and obviously it is a interactive area again. There's lots of stuff to see.
Yes.
If you're a Star Wars fan, it will make
It's amazing.
Didn't make any difference to me because I didn't know, but the other three thought it was fantastic.
It was incredible.
So you have,
amazing.
as Simon said, you do have a pre-show, so that takes place first.
The pre-show is wow.
All three of their faces were like, oh. So I'm not going to give anything away.
Any spoilers at all. But that was our experience of how we got boarding passes. One other thing we would like to do, we want to show you one of the ride vehicles.
Yeah. So if you are the large variety like us. We weren't too sure what the ride vehicle would be like. Would we be able to fit in it? Would we fit comfortably?
No problems.
Absolutely no problem at all. It is 4 seats along, all seat belts, very similar to
two rows per car.
Yeah, so very similar to Star Tours. Your seat belt comes over.
For those of you that have been to Disneyland Paris, without giving too much away, the ride vehicle is like a larger Ratatouille vehicle.
Yeah, it's on that kind of trackless system. So yeah, this shows you what the ride vehicle's like. So anybody of our shape, absolutely fine. There was 4 of us in a row. We weren't squashed.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine, and we sat in the front and the back, and the back is slightly raised as well, so you get a good view from wherever.
And it is amazing. Go and enjoy it. That's
it's a long ride. I think it's a good 6 minutes from I remember from videoing it. It is a good 6 minutes, and then even when you come out and you finish, you're still in the land. You're still immersed in it. So even though I don't like Star Wars, I thought it was very good.
No, the theming on it's incredible. Yeah, it's really, really good. So I think that's about it from us, really.
We hope that has helped you a little bit and given you some help.
Do have any questions, feel free to, you can even drop us an email.
Or in the comments, just leave us a comment, any questions. We hope that's covered everything that we can think of. If obviously you've come up against something and you thought, oh, what do we do with that? Just again, drop us a message and we'll answer as much as we can.
We can indeed. And I say, only thing left to say is go and enjoy the Rise of the Resistance.
Enjoy the ride, guys.
Let us know what you think.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or two.